so that when a president's elected, they can say, this is what I told you I was going to do. A majority of you basically agree with me. This is what I'm going to try to do. But other than make America great again and forward together, what do you know about the last election? You're among the most educated people in the country, the most sophisticated audience I could be speaking to, and I'm not being solicitous. I wonder how many of you can tell me what Hillary's plan was for free college education. I wonder how many can tell me how we planned on changing the tax structure to make it more equitable, what the position of either administration candidate was in the South China Sea and how to engage China. And even those of you in the campaign, come up here and I challenge you to tell me. And why wasn't there more discussion? Hillary Clinton, in my view, and I'm prejudiced, was the single most qualified candidate on the face of it to run for president of the United States we've had, period. Wasn't she didn't have all these ideas, she did. But the press, some of which is here today, you didn't cover it.
So true. They did not cover it. They covered emails. HRC had all of those policies ad nauseum, and yes, China was taking action in the South Pacific Sea. It was bad then. I just threw a spread on, I wanted to know, why is Joe Biden highlighting, this is a big, huge step to go back to 2016 and call out the press and call out what happened with MAGA. Because you guys know I have done some readings that have been controversial when I've been thoroughly upset and frustrated with the media. It's at MSNBC Can't. I will refer you to watch those, but just caution, it's a trigger point. You have to understand that those videos were made the weekend, I think, of July 24th or 25th, when we had the Mueller hearings, when I think an oversight committee report was released. There was a lot of news that happened from Facebook having to pay $500 million or $500 billion in fines, that the FBI found that election systems, I forget which state it was, but the memories had been wiped. They had been tampered with because the FBI had securely marked them beforehand. There was a lot of other big news that happened that weekend, but what did we get that weekend? We got Donald Trump calling, God rest in peace, Elijah Cummings, calling him a racist and attacking Baltimore. And that's all we heard about all weekend long. In fact, I think that weekend also, Speaker Pelosi said that she had enough people to that were in favor. She had a majority in favor of impeachment. It was an incredible, telling weekend, and that July 24th with the Mueller hearings, the 25th was when Trump talked to Zelensky, do us a favor though. And 91 minutes later, the OMB, Office of 91 minutes later, locked down aid. Okay? So just understand that is what was behind my MSNBC Can't videos before you go watch them. So, I digress. I wanted to know, why is Joe Biden then now calling out the press? Look at this spread that I got. Let's see, where are we? Okay. This is a quick spread. Card of the reading. Judgment. The press is facing serious judgment. The president is facing serious judgment. We have impeachment. We have a lot of things going on right now. What's crowning this? The Emperor reversed. The Emperor reversed is a coup. Because in the past it was a matter of timing when Joe Biden would call out the press. because he knows what their reporting was influenced by, and reporting was, their challenge was taking money and bribes and getting the correct balance. And what did it yield? An election where the Republican Party won all three branches of government, and at the very foundation of that was Putin rigging the elections and his information war. This is why you did not hear about Hillary Clinton, but just her emails. And the clarifiers were the press having secret talks with a plan abroad to capture the public's attention and change their opinions by the narrative. I want to know if the FBI is investigating Melania for any reason at all. Card of the reading, the Sun, which is Revelation. It's also Rick Gates, who's been coming up a lot lately for me ever since he found out about his sentencing. Leading up to his sentencing, they decided upon 45 days, I believe. I don't know when he gets sentenced. But here's Melania, covered in the coup, the Emperor Donald. The challenge with the FBI working with Melania is because she is constantly on the move, being the FLOTUS. Always on the move, they're moving, and she is moving stuff. Things are moving, and that's their challenge. At the base of this, the foundation of this, are spies and also intelligence agencies. So I think this is like a counter-espionage thing, looking at Melania as such. It's a spy. Crowning her is the Five of Cups. Now, the Five of Cups isn't necessarily disappointment. It's very rewarding to Xi Jinping and Putin, because if you look at these cups, it's how Putin and Xi hang on to control of the office of the President of the United States. And they'll be very sad if they don't. And they do that through the Two of Wands. Their plan, I forget what the other card is. I think it might be timing. But that's what's crowning her, her relationships with China and Russia. Because in the past, she, this is the Trump dynasty. I think Mar-a-Lago, which led to her becoming the First Lady of the United States of America. How do we see the FBI looking at Melania? All that money, all those receipts, all those plans. The environment they're looking at. I think this is barren. He's reversed because he has a lot of money, but he's a minor and he can't really control that and access that yet. So they're looking at stuff through him. Like maybe what they're transferring in his name. The hope is to nail Trump Russia. The fear is Putin and like whatever he's got rigged already. So their next steps they're looking at the Three Amigos. They're looking at the elections, 2016, upcoming 2020, and of course the Three Amigos with post 2018. And the final outcome, look at this, the star, the office of the President of the United States. So Mr. and Mrs. are under investigation in how they rose to this office with the help of spies and Russia, China. Oh wow, does this get interesting? Really interesting. I will tell you that earlier today I was woken in the middle of the night. Well, in the wee hours of the morning, which drew me towards questions about the economy. I haven't uncovered that yet, so I'm a bit hesitant to share that with you. But I will tell you something is definitely up with the economy. I am diving deep again on the side, if I ever get a chance, to kind of sniff out what's going on with the financial astrologers, because there's a lot of ties you can predict with the economy, forecasting financial growth and transits with astrology and with nations and their natal charts. It's totally fascinating. So that's where I started. Now we're at Melania. And I had just asked what was the FBI investigating Melania about. My next question was to the intelligence agencies, what do you have on Melania? And so here's the signifier. I was surprised by this. This page of pentacles reversed, I think, is turning out to be Baron. Is this Baron? I think this is Baron because he has a lot of money, but he can't access it yet. I'm told it could be like a fake account. Maybe a fake Baron. A fake account, a fake something maybe they're claiming under Baron. Does that make sense? Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so this fake Baron, fake child, I guess, is covered in the Four of Cups, which, you know, I've said this is like a mafioso type of move, forcing something onto someone, or someone's not asking for something, but you're making them take it anyway. I had to get clarifiers on that, and here's what I got on that. The King of Swords, this is not the Mueller report. This is Bill Barr acting like police justice. And the Four of Swords, as you know, this is a thing that I just discovered related to our elections and our data servers, the voter rolls, e-polling books, and how China and also North Korea are like got their crawlers out there all over our stuff, infested. And then also to hang on to what they got. So whatever they created in this fake Baron is being managed and coordinated primarily by Bill Barr. And of course, he's working with foreign governments. The challenge, the Ten of Swords. This is the economic mess that Donald is creating for us. How it's going to affect us directly. At the base of this is the government under total train wreck Donald. Crowning this is Donald and all the offers he's made. In the past, this is actually what they did to Zelensky. Do us a favor, though. You know, he can't have aid, he can't have anything unless you do these things. And because I needed to clarify because I wasn't sure who that was. And of course, that was a tower moment that he had about Zelensky. You know, things falling apart and the timing now because now he's getting impeached and he got caught. And this is candidate Donald. So all of this led to what? Well, the Trump dynasty, Mar-a-Lago. What they uncovered there led directly to the Trumps. And so how do the intel agencies see Melania working for the Republican Party? The environment is one of the Knight of Wands. Apparently she's one of the Knight of Wands. I did a reading. She randomly went to, I don't know if she went to Grand Canyon National Parks. She went to a national park out west around the time of Hurricane Dorian, around the time Pence went to Poland, when this whole mess was going on. And that reading, she brought a lot of money with her, and I didn't know where it was going. I'm going to have to look at that again. I will link that right here. But that's the Knight of Wands. Also think about Mulvaney and Pompeo and Mnuchin as that. So the intel agencies, their hope is that they can get to Putin. Their fear is the plan of action, and I didn't know what that was, but then I clarified that, and it's just that they're afraid of getting separated from the evidence and the case. You know, they'll get thrown off, but their next step is they're progressing with their plans and what they're doing, and get this, the final outcome. Dun, dun, dun. The Ace of Cups. That's the thing that Lavrov brought with him and had installed at the White House. And I think, you know, this is somehow a communication device. It's economically related for transmitting things back to probably Putin and Russia and China. The people who have access to this thing and know about this Obviously I wonder if Melania does or not, but, of course Donald, Eric Trump Jr. knows about this, DOD Esper knows about this, Sheldon Adelson knows about this, Senator Shelby knows about this. That's all I can think of off the top of my head. But that's what's to come from that. So Melania is getting used and abused again, but that's what they got on her. Okay, so my last question, because I've been a bit worried. I'm a little less worried, but we got to address some things when it comes to our economy and the damage that FOTUS is doing. So my question was, how does the U.S. economy react and behave once FOTUS, yes, it's with an F, FOTUS is removed? And so at the top, nostalgia, looking back at what happened, looking at the Republican Party and examining it. Because in the past, this was the damage he did to our economy, which is going to bring us to a point of trying to balance then and to where we're going, which is an agreement. We are going to be in agreement with one another as a whole. We're all going to be on the same page. But as we get to that point where we're realizing what happened, the challenge is the justice, what Bill Barr has done, and his lack of keeping things in balance. God, Bill Barr is also behind this. By the way, this is for entertainment purposes only. What I say could be wrong or correct. Because what's at the root of the matter, foundation of this was the assault. That we took the ongoing digital assault, economic assault. There we have China as the card of the reading. It's only part of it. And with this agreement, it was revealed to us what Donald did with Putin, and that was the burden that he carried, which in turn we as a nation carried because of what he did to our economy. Now, I wanted to know what this agreement was about that we're all coming to. Well, it has to do with the United States of America becoming aware of this forced kind of policy. My notes say, what do they say? They say that Four of Cups there is, that has to do with Bill Barr. Oh, Bill Barr allowing them to like fester and implant malware or probes or spies within our digital, our grid, our electronic system, our banking, everything, so that they could hang on and consolidate power. The United States is going to realize that's part of Russia's strength, but we're putting an end to that. That will be gone and dead. But there's going to be some work to clean up. But I'm glad that there is some recognition what's going on. I think that by the time I pick up on these things in the readings, remember, that's energy that's already established. That's thought form that's already out there and established, and I just pick it up. So that means someone is on this. If we're getting to the point of ending this, agreements, realizing what happened, something's been put into motion already. So that should, that makes me feel a little better as well.